Thank you for joining us. I'm Kit Hanley. The Wabash Valley faces a long path to recovery from a tornado that caused devastation for many families. Today, we continue our team coverage to keep you informed and highlight how people are coming together. But first, we have brand new information about the deadly storm system that impacted Crawford County, Illinois. This afternoon, the National Weather Service confirmed it was an EF3 tornado. It was the same tornado that hit Sullivan County. 3 people died in the storm in Crawford County. We now know 2 of those people were in 2 mobile homes that were destroyed. The National Weather Service says the tornado barely missed the refinery, and officials believe everyone in that area has been accounted for. Several homes were damaged or destroyed, and 60 to 100 families have been displaced. Storm Team 10's Everett Lau is in the Weather Center with what he's learned about the storm's destructive path. Everett?
That's right, we have learned some new information now that the National Weather Service has released their findings from Crawford County. It actually touched down in Jasper County, just to the southwest of St. Marie, just before 10 o'clock Eastern time on Friday. Then it continued off to the northeast. Now this part of its track, it was a little bit weaker. They found EF1 damage, so the wind wasn't quite as strong. But then it really strengthened as it got to the south side of Robinson, again barely missing the refinery. Went to the northeast, hit the airport where there was a lot of damage there. Then continued right across the Wabash River just to the south of Merrim. And then once it got into Sullivan County, of course it continued down into the south side of Sullivan and caused all the devastation that we've seen there. So that was one tornado they've decided from this storm. Preliminary rated an EF3 with peak winds of 155 miles per hour. So it was on the ground for nearly 40 miles before it lifted at 10:34 Eastern time on Friday. And of course, we've seen the amount of devastation it has caused, and we're going to continue our coverage with that tonight.
Thank you, Everett. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker toured Crawford County, Illinois today. News 10 Bureau Chief Nathan Springfield was back in the area as the governor spoke. He joins us now live for an update on what the governor said. Nathan, what was the governor's message to the community?
Kit, Governor Pritzker says the people of Illinois are grieving with the families who lost loved ones during Friday night's storm. Governor Pritzker and other leaders went around Crawford County today to tour the damage. The governor signed a disaster proclamation, which is in effect right now. This will help government and first responders during the recovery and cleanup. Pritzker says he is thankful for the heroes in the Crawford County community.
Everybody ran to help, and in a very short period of time pulled everybody out of the rubble. And had that not happened, had people not come together and cared for one another, we would have seen even greater loss of life.
Now, less than a half hour ago, I spoke with Crawford County Sheriff William Rutan. He told me as the roadways are clearing up in Crawford County, Robinson's schools will be in session tomorrow. Due to power outages, Palestine schools will be closed. Now, Crawford County Chairman Bill Burke says local schools will be offering supplies and support for students who have been affected directly by this storm. He said this includes things like clothing, toiletries, things of that nature. Now, a curfew does remain in effect from 7 p.m. tonight until 7 a.m. Monday morning. This is only for the areas that are affected by the storm. Reporting live in Robinson, Nathan Springfield, News 10.
Very important information. Thank you, Nathan. We also have several updates from Sullivan County, Indiana today. The Sullivan County coroner released the names of the 3 deceased victims. They are 56-year-old Susan K. Horton, her son, 38-year-old Thomas Randall Horton, and 47-year-old Shane Stephen Goodman. They were all from Sullivan. Mayor Clint Lamb spoke with reporters this afternoon, and he says within the city limits, officials believe all citizens have been accounted for. A specialized team is still looking for someone in the county. There will be a curfew in effect again tonight. It's limited to the directly impacted area around South Section Street. The curfew will be from 7 this evening until 7 tomorrow morning. Mayor Lamb has been in contact with a representative from the White House. People should go to City Hall to seek assistance and report concerns about loved ones. If you need help, you can call a dedicated phone line. That number is 812-638-2023. Now we have continued coverage out of Sullivan. Following Friday's EF3 tornado, one member in the community took matters into her own hands to help others when they needed it the most. News 10's Jeff McCoskey spoke to her about what she experienced in the hours following the storm.
If you are facing south on West Missouri Street, you will see a house that has minimal damage following Friday's storm. But if you're facing north, all you can see is destruction and devastation.
And from the west, It was one black cloud for miles.
That was Sullivan County Councilwoman Jackie Monk, but following Friday's tornado, she is also a survivor. Early Saturday morning, Monk looked outside of her house to see just across the street complete devastation. Monk's home was only lightly damaged in comparison, as she is currently missing a garage door and has a damaged fence. Because of the condition of her home, she decided to put it to good use by helping those who needed it most.
I was putting them in my garage. I was getting blankets. I mean, at that mode, we're in just save their lives, help them, protect them.
The Sullivan community has followed in Monk's footsteps. Mayor Clint Lamb spoke on how those in the area have stepped up.
And the people of this community are so resilient. The churches are stepping up, the civic organizations are stepping up, and it's exactly what I've been telling you all for years, that this community really knows how to take time to care.
Sullivan is now in their recovery period, and Lamb wants everyone to know that it will take time.
But this is long-term recovery, right? This can't be an emotional thing where everybody jumps on now. We are going to need your help today. We're going to need your help a week from now. We're going to need your help months from now.
Monk expressed how important one life is compared to the things that have been lost in the aftermath of this storm.
And houses and clothes and shoes, this stuff and fancy cars and all that, it's not important. It is not important. It's being able to save people's lives.
The City of Sullivan needs all of the help that they can get, and if you are wanting to do just that, head over to our website at WTHI-TV.com for a full list of ways that you can contribute. For now, reporting in Sullivan, Jeff McCoskey, News 10.